Hello everybody, and today let's talk about everybody's favorite, Compassion God Baldr. So he's pretty easy to obtain. I 5-starred him without even trying. You get him basically for nothing really. I mean, if you do any other pulls, chances are you're going to get a couple of those within a fairly short amount of time as a new player. And so if you don't get Erd or any of the other healers, this is the one that you probably have. So let's look. A kind and loving Aesir who hates fighting, guards against Ragnarok and destructions alongside his younger brother Hodar and sister Vali. Okay. His skills can heal all allies. High earth resistance. Aesir, type magic, and a male. So those are the base stats with a 5-star character and 100% orbs. So the HP is, I mean, all around his stats are not really all that great except for the magic defense. Evasion's okay, but it's not really a character that you're going to do damage with. I mean, he can be used as that, but probably isn't the best idea in most circumstances. So as far as resistances go, has a pretty bad resistance to dark. Fire's not really all that good either. Water is kind of medium, and as far as earth and light goes, those are the ones that he's most resistant against, with earth being the highest. And his action skill is Gracious Heal. Restore 5% of HP to your hero 6 times, so that's about 30%. And that's a burst heal, so it's right then, it doesn't happen, it happens the turn that he uses it, instead of opposed to a heal over time with like Erd, which is the next few turns. So it's just a difference in heals. It depends on the circumstances too, which one is the best. In most cases, Erd's is better, just because she has healing equipment too. Limit burst is Earth and Breath. 20% of average attack and magic attack is earth damage to all enemies 10 times. Restore 10% of health to all allied heroes. So that's all the heroes in the Connect will get healed as well as your party. And that's another 10% heal. So that's that plus that, you can get about 60% at one time if you use them both pretty close to each other. So that's over half of your health. Well, that would be 40%, but. And then the passive is Resist Eclipse, which is the field that Angerboda uses. So let's take a look at a little bit of gear. So this is more of a tankier setup with the Glacial Cloak, which is a barrier against magic attack, and reflect 100% magic attack damage for 25% hero HP or 3 turns. And it has pretty good stats on it too, is why I'm using it. The health boost is pretty high, and so is the magic defense is pretty nice too. And the Sate's Robe, it just gives you more magic defense and knocks down the magic attack of whatever you're fighting. And a Druid's Cloak, it just gives you HP up to I believe 30% maximum. And this one's only level 3, so it's only 20% for 2 turns. And then the Sage Sorbet, which restores health pretty much, and gives you an evasion boost for 2 turns. And then we have over here this, the Mizuho gem, which is defense and magic defense up 20% to self, which is a pretty decent piece of equipment. And then this is just magic attack and more magic attack, and then more magic defense with the mystic earrings. In this section we'll have more of a DPS kind of weapons and stuff versus a tankier setup if you don't need the tank setup anymore. A good piece of equipment is the Lotus Flower, which has a fair amount of earth magic attack damage to the nearest enemy and skill gauge 10% up to self. So that just means that your heals will come about 10% quicker whenever this weapon is used. One that you can farm right now is the Dark Feather Coat, which is another magic attack buff to self and magic attack 10% down to the enemy with the lowest dark resistance, which falls in line with the Saint's Robe. The Candy Cane is a decent piece of equipment because it's again earth magic attack damage and one random stat other than HP, 30% down to 2 turns to nearest enemy. And it has pretty good stats as far as magic attack goes too. And just the Staff of Anguish is okay for almost anybody because it has a high magic attack stat, and it's not elemental based at all. So it's 135, which will be 140% at full at level 5 magic attack damage, and fear to the 2 turns to the nearest enemy. And fear just means that their special bar won't go up for 2 turns. And for a little bit of extra survivability, you can go with a Guard Dog Ring, which just gives you a defense boost. Since Baldr has really high magic defense, getting his regular defense up against physical attacks would be kind of useful too. And with this character, it's kind of hard to do a power test on because it's not really that kind of character. He could take the damage, but he's not really going to dish it out too well. So I'm not going to do one. But that is basically Compassion God Baldr. Thank you for watching and have a good day.